GoldenEye. GoldenEye was released in 1995 and is directed by Martin Campbell and stars Pierce Bronson in his first outing as a iconic character, James Bond. The film also stars Izabella Scorupco, Famke Janssen, Cumming, Sean Bean, and Judie Dench. And basically, as you see at the start of the film, Bond is on a joint mission with a friend and fellow agent. However, on this joint mission, the friend and fellow agent dies. Jump to 9 years later, and these secret space-based weapons known as GoldenEye have been stolen. So Bond is sent on a mission to go and stop the Russian crime syndicate who stole the space-based weapons before they use them. And that's basically the IMDb plot synopsis for this film. Because honestly, I didn't like this film at all. I think GoldenEye is a bad film. I don't like it at all. But I must admit, it does have a few things going for it. I think it does have a few perks. I will admit that. In the many big problems that this film has, it does still have a few things going for it. For example, performances. I think Pierce Bronson is good as James Bond in this film. I liked watching it. He was actually one of the things in the film I kind of liked about it. And he was actually kind of good in the film. I mean, by no means is he the best Bond portrayal. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I kind of liked watching him in this film. I thought he was quite good Bond. And at the same time, though, I think Izabella Scorupco, I'm mapping out her name, she's good as the Bond girl in the film. I really liked her performance. And at the same time, though, I really like the way her character was used in the film. She does a really good performance, and I really like the way she is in the film. She's a powerful Bond girl, which is really good to watch. And at the same time, though, Famke Janssen's performance was really good in the film. I didn't like the way her character was used at all, to be honest, but I thought the actor's performance was really good. At the same time, though, Cumming is good in the film, but I must admit, he felt like he was from a different film. I really liked watching him in the film. I really liked the scenes where he popped up in. But it felt like it was in a different Bond film. It felt like it was in one of those funner Roger Moore Bond films. It didn't feel like he really fit in with this film at all, to be honest. But I liked it. I liked his performance. I liked him when he showed up in the film. At the same time, though, I also liked Sean Bean in the film. I mean, I really liked Sean Bean as an actor. It was really good to watch him in this film. But at the same time, though, he was given some really bad lines of dialogue. Some, like, really bad lines of dialogue. And at the same time, though, it was nice seeing Judie Dench in this film, I must admit. Because, I mean, I'm watching all these Bond films for the first time now. But I have already seen Spectre and Skyfall a couple of years back. So I do know that, you know, Judie Dench is in some of the later Bond films as well. And I know she's in Skyfall. So it was actually kind of nice watching her in this film because I was like, oh, so they're kind of threading the seeds for some of the later Daniel Craig Bond films. Because this is actually the first Bond film that Judie Dench pops up in. This is actually the first Bond film that she's in. So I was like, oh, it's Judie Dench. That's quite nice to see her in this film. I didn't know she was going to be in there. So I was actually quite nice to see Judie Dench in the film. I think she's good what she did in there. She's not in much. It's not really anything particularly special in this film. But, you know, she was good what she's in there. At the same time, though, Desmond Llewelyn once again pops up as Q in the film, which is really nice to see. You know, no matter whether a Bond film is good or bad, like this Bond film, which is really bad, no matter whether a Bond film is good or bad, it's always nice to see Desmond Llewelyn pop up as Q in there. It always is. I mean, he was quite old in this Bond film, and he's been in quite a lot of Bond films now, but he was only in one scene. He wasn't a really funny scene. I actually laughed quite a lot in the scene that I was in, because they're testing all like, the gizmos and the gadgets for Bond to use and everything, and at the same time, the Bond picks up this sandwich, and is like, oh, what's this for? And then Desmond Llewelyn is Q goes, that's my lunch, and I really liked that scene in the film. That was actually really good to watch. And at the same time, though, the film does have some interesting things in there. There are some interesting moments in there, particularly with, you know, Pierce Bronson's Bond and Izabella Scorupco's Bond girl, which work really, really well. The film is shot well, it is made well, but just, unfortunately, it just didn't work for me. And I hate to say it, I really do, but I think GoldenEye is a bad film, and I really wanted to like it, but it's just rubbish in my opinion. I mean, yeah, it's got a few things going for it, but ultimately, it's got so many big problems. It really does. And I think one of the big problems with this film is the fact that it felt like a spy film that just happened to have Bond in it. It didn't feel like a Bond film that just happened to be a good spy film. Like, I know a lot of people might disagree with him, and that's fine. But in my opinion, the best Bond films are ones which are enjoyable, but have a serious aspect to them. Hence why I like Automatic Secret Service so much, because that's a really enjoyable Bond film, but at the same time, not to give too much away, it has quite a dark ending. And at the same time, look at something like The Spy Love Me. That's, again, a really enjoyable Bond film. But at the same time, though, it does have those serious aspects in there which work for me. Okay, yes, Spy Love Me is a far from perfect film, but personally, I really like it because it has those serious aspects and those really enjoyable aspects in there. I suppose at the same time, I actually quite like From Russia with Love as well. I think that's a good Bond film with some serious aspects and some really enjoyable aspects to it. But apart from that, I don't really have a personal connection to any of the other Bond films. I must admit, I didn't watch them all for the first time now, you know, all before No Time to Die comes out. And the thing is, though, I haven't really felt that personal connection to any of those Bond films, with the exception of, you know, the three that I've just mentioned. And I think Bond, for me, doesn't always work. And the fact is, GoldenEye is proof that different doesn't always mean better. Because I get what they're trying to do with this film. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't understand what they're trying to do with this film. I like that they tried to take it in a different direction. But honestly, I don't think it works at all. Because literally it's too dark. And there's not really any enjoyable sequences, in my opinion, in the film. At the same time, though, it was, and I hate to use the phrase, boring to watch. It was those moments in the film which were really tedious, and I wanted to enjoy it so much more than I did. Like, I sat down to watch this Bond film the other night, a couple of nights ago now. I was like, okay, I was having a bit of a bad day, and I was like, okay, sit down to watch a Bond film, it'll be really enjoyable, all my worries will just go away, and I will really enjoy my time with this Bond film. but I just didn't. I was like, what is this? This is so boring and so bland and so rubbish. And to be honest, I think it all comes down to the fact that the musical score for this film, and I hate to say it, but the musical score for this film is rubbish. I mean, I don't like criticising musical scores, I must admit, because I know a lot of people take a lot of time, you know, doing a musical score for a film. It takes a lot of time to do a musical score for any film, you know, whether it's good or bad. But the thing is, though, the musical score for this film is just so naff. I mean, for a lot of people, you know, a musical score in a Bond film might not be that important. But for me, personally, that's what makes a Bond film. I mean, take a look at License to Kill, which I recently reviewed on this channel. That Bond film was so much more enjoyable than it had any right to be, because of the Michael Kamen Bond score in that film, which works so well. Like, those sequences of that film, which are just so stupid and everything. But when you have Michael Kamen's Bond score going on in that film, it made those scenes work, because it was a big orchestral, really fun and enjoyable score. At the same time, they'll take a look at some of the earlier Bond films, some of the Roger Moore Bond films, which again are a bit naff, like A View to a Kill. That film was actually more enjoyable than it had any right to be as well, because of the fantastic John Barry musical score in that film. But the thing is, with this film, there was no really good uses of the musical score in any scenes. I mean, the only time you really hear the Bond theme pop up is in this chase sequence. I was like, really? The Bond theme's popping up there? You go, you know, you hear ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba, and it just popping up out of nowhere. It's like, really? You're using the Bond score there? You're using the main Bond theme here? In the middle of the film, which in a scene which it just is not going to work if you put it here. The Bond theme's coming out now, honestly, and then there's all these other moments of the film where it's like, if John Barry or Michael Kamen composed the music there, it'd be such a better scene. It really would be. And I know, like I said, I know for a lot of people a musical score for a Bond film may not be that important, but for me it makes the Bond films, it makes those just a bit more enjoyable. No, you know, whether they're naff or not, I don't care, as long as it's got a good, fun and energetic Bond film that I can really enjoy. Like when that Bond film comes out, you know, when that Bond film comes out and it makes the films work, that's when I actually enjoy a Bond film. The score by, I think it's Eric Sauer, am I pronouncing his name probably am, is just rubbish. I didn't like the score for the film at all. I get they're trying to do something different. This musical score, personally for me, it didn't work at all. At the same time though, there's so many other big problems in this film, there really are. Take a look at the big twist in the film. The big twist when you find out who the big bad Bond villain in the film. Honestly, if you didn't see that big twist coming, it's because you were asleep. And I mean asleep at the start of the film. Because honestly, if a certain character dies at the start of the film, I'm not going to give it away because you haven't seen the film, but if you haven't guessed already, I'll be very surprised. But the thing is, a certain character dies at the start of the film. You're just like, okay, I know he's going to come back. I know he's going to come back as the main Bond villain. And coincidentally, guess what happened? He did. I was like, seriously? And I remember when the twist was happening in the film, it was like, oh, he was standing in the shadow, the character, the big bad Bond film, the big reveals, he was standing in the shadow and everything. I was like, okay, I know he's going to come out of that shadow, just come out of that shadow, because I know it's going to be you, I know it's going to be you. And he came out of the shadow, I was like, that's the reveal, that's the twist. That is a really, really bad twist. Because again, if you didn't see that twist coming, it's because you were asleep, and I mean asleep at the start of the film. At the same time, you know, the characters in the film, what the hell were these characters? Famke Janssen, the character, oh my god, the way she, you know, attacked people and everything is through her own sexual methods. There's one scene in the film between her and Bond in a steam room at one stage, where basically she's having a fight with Bond. But the thing is, I'm not sure if it's meant to be a fight, you know, sex, you know. It was a really weird scene. I was like, what is this? Why am I watching this in a Bond film? What's this bitch? Is this meant to be a fight scene or a sex scene? I don't understand. Take a look at some other characters from Alan Cumming. He's great in the film. Looks like he's from a completely different film. Honestly, the moments of Alan Cumming's character, one was towards the end of the film, was like, if John Barry or Michael Kamen composed music there, that scene was so much better, and Alan Cumming would actually feel like he actually fit in the film, because Alan Cumming never felt like he actually fitted into this Bond film. He felt like, you know, left over from a Roger Moore Bond film. One of those ones which was more funner. You know, say you like the Roger Moore Bond films, but you cannot argue that all of them are enjoyable to a degree. I never enjoyed myself in this film. And at the same time, look at Sean Bean in the film. I really like Sean Bean's performance in the film. But honestly, some of the lines of dialogue he's given, like, I'm gonna try and reenact one of the lines of dialogue which is given in this film. And this is it. I'm not even joking. In about 45 to 42 seconds, the bomb works well. Like, what is that? The dialogue in all the characters, it's just so badly written. And at the same time, though, Jordan Baker shows up in this film. Why the hell is Jordan Baker in this film? Because he was the main Bond villain 2 films ago in The Living Daylight. I mean, yes, I've had a bit of a break from watching Bond films for a while, but I remember who the main Bond villain was in The Living Daylight 2 films ago, and for some reason, Jordan Baker shows up in this film. Like, why is he there? Why do we have Jordan Baker playing a different character than he was in The Living Daylight? Why? What? Why is Jordan Baker there? Why don't you just cast someone different? Like, remember they did that with one of an actress who was in The Man with the Golden Gun, and then she was in Octopussy. But the thing is, though, it didn't matter so much in the long run in Octopussy, because Octopussy was actually quite an enjoyable film. But the thing is, with this film, when all these other things are going wrong, and then Jordan Baker shows up and playing a different character than he was in The Living Daylight, I'm just like, Why? Why didn't you just cast someone else? Why did it have to be Jordan Baker once again playing a different character? That doesn't make any sense because he was the main villain of the Living Daylights, and at the same time, there's so many other things wrong with the film. Oh my god, I haven't even talked about the Bond song because it's rubbish. I can't even remember the Bond song. You know, see all about the License to Kill song. I can't even remember that to a degree. I mean, I watched License to Kill like a week ago now. I can still remember that Bond song to a degree. But the thing is, with, you know, the Bond song in this film, I was like, what is? I can't remember it at all. And that goes by another point in this film. There are no memorable sections of this Bond film. You know, say all about some of the other rubbish Bond films, like I don't know, The Man with the Golden Gun. I did not like that film at all. But the thing is, though, I still remember some significant parts of that film. Like Christopher Lee as Scaramanga in that film, the big bad Bond villain. I actually remember him quite well. He was actually one of the good things about Man with the Golden Gun. When I look back at Man with the Golden Gun, I always remember, oh, Christopher Lee in that film. Actually, he was pretty good in that film. But at the same time, though, in this film, I can't remember anything that fantastically stand out about it. All I can remember is like, okay, you know, the same actors playing different characters again. You know, we had weird character choices. What the hell was Famke Janssen's character? What the hell was Alan Cumming doing in there? What the hell was Sean Bean doing in there? Oh, it's actually Judie Dench in there, but everything's ruined by everything else in the film. At the same time, though, it's just not enjoyable. Like, yes, you could argue at one stage, okay, the tank chase is enjoyable. I did enjoy it, though, I must admit, because everyone else was going wrong. By the time I got to the tank chase, I was like, seriously, how many buildings is he going to crash? Because literally in the tank chase in the film, literally there's one sequence of the film where Bond's in a tank and he just crashes you through building after building after building after building, and then always crashing into a statue. And I was like, what is this? Come on. And I was like, I was like, how many buildings is Bond going to crash through in this sequence? And oh my god, it can't be done. I was like, oh, he's crashing through another building. Oh, he's crashing through another building. Oh, he's crashing through another building. Oh, and then he's crashing through a statue. I was like, what is that? What is this tank chase? There's nothing enjoyable about the film. Honestly, it's just... it's so bad. It's just such a bad Bond film. And I really wanted to like it. I really did. Honestly, I sat down to watch this film thinking, enjoyable Bond film. Yeah, it wasn't. The film has so many problems. I mean, the plot's stupid, and I meant to be stupid. I mean, Bond films around this time didn't make any logical sense at all. But the thing is, though, that wasn't the thing that bothered me. I just wanted it to be enjoyable, and it just wasn't. I mean, oh my god, it's got so many problems. And it's like I said before, it felt like a spy film with Bond in there. It didn't feel like a Bond film. It honestly felt in some scenes of the film like, okay, we forgot to have Bond in this scene. Let's just put him in one moment in there. Just say one moment with classic one-liners, like a bit of a sexual pun in there. He has to go in and save the day. I was like, I'm not going to sit here and say Bond doesn't play any significance to the plot at all, because he does. There's a moment in the film, okay, Bond clearly plays significance to the plot, and if he wasn't there, that scene would turn out completely different. But the thing is, though, other scenes in there, which if he wasn't there, would be exactly the same. It feels like a Bond film that just happened to have Bond in it. That's the problem. It never felt like a Bond film. Like I said before, I know people disagree with me here, but I think the best Bond films are ones which are enjoyable, but have a serious aspect to them. Hence why I like On a Secret Service so much, hence why I like The Spy Who Loved Me so much, and hence why I even like From Russia with Love so much. But the thing is with all the other Bond films, they're just a bit naff and not as enjoyable as they could be, and that's the problem with GoldenEye. They tried to hit it from a different direction, and I applaud that they tried to do that, you know, so late in this Bond franchise, but I just don't think it worked. I think they tried to do something different. I applaud it. Well done, Bond franchise, but at the same time, no, it didn't work. And there's nothing memorable about this film, in my opinion. Even some of the, you know, naff Bond films that I look back on now, some of the ones that weren't really that fantastic, you know, Diamonds Are Forever. I still remember the Bond score from that. I don't really like Diamonds Are Forever that much. I think that's a rubbish film, but I still remember significant moments of that film when, you know, the John Barry musical score works really, really well, and at the same time, though, Live and Let Die, that's got some really enjoyable moments. That whole boat chase in that film, I still remember quite well, because that's still a memorable part of Live and Let Die. There's no memorable parts of this film, of the tank chase. I thought was unbelievably stupid. I just didn't like it, and I really wanted to. You know, I sat down to watch the film. Yes, I was in a bad mood, but I really wanted to enjoy this film. I sat down to watch films in a bad mood before, and then the film's actually really surprised me. I actually really enjoyed it. That's not the case with GoldenEye. I didn't enjoy this film at all. I haven't even talked about the final fight between Bond and the big bad Bond villain, because it's rubbish. It's so anticlimactic. Literally, they're on this tall, like, skyscraper thing. Not to give away who the Bond villain is, but if you haven't guessed already, oh, come on. But the thing is, you know, the Bond villain, he falls to this really high height, and he falls down to the ground. But the thing is, though, something else falls on it, and he still manages to scream after falling from this really high place. I'm just like, how? What? Come on, get a bit of realistic elements in there, come on. And even, you know, the fantastic last action set piece in the film, the big set piece at the end of the film, just honestly looked like a bad version of the set piece from You Only Live Twice. I didn't like GoldenEye at all. I think it's got a few good things about it, and I did like seeing Desmond Llewelyn pop in there as Q. I liked Judie Dench in the film. I even like Pierce Bronson as Bond. I think it was a good Bond in the film. It's actually one of the highlights of the film for me. Izabella Scorupco is good as a Bond girl, and there are some good performances in it as well, but to be honest, it's just rubbish. And so, all in all, I hate to say it, I really do, because I really wanted to like GoldenEye, but unfortunately, it's a 2 out of 10 from me. I think the thing is with this Bond film, is that I sat down wanting to enjoy it. I had a really bad day. Oh yes, Bond film, just really relaxed now, took all my worries away, and it was rubbish. For many people, this might not be the case, but for me, I think it just comes down to the musical score. It just didn't work. And I think, there's so many parts of the film that just didn't work, and were just all over the place, and so many bad moments of dialogue, so many characters just didn't fit in the film, so many weird characters, so many moments where you're just like, why did we need this? And just, oh my god, I wanted to like it, I really did, and you can believe me, I'm not there, but I really did. It's got no memorable moments, it's got a rubbish Bond song, it's got a rubbish Bond musical score, it's bland, it's boring, and honestly, it's a bad film. I did not like GoldenEye at all. And I really hope that the next Bond film, Tomorrow Never Dies, is better. Although I've got a feeling it won't be. And so, all in all, GoldenEye is a 2 out of 10 from me. Anyway guys, what do you think of GoldenEye? Please do comment down below, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway guys, I'm still watching and reviewing the Bond films right now, so look forward to my next Bond film review with Tomorrow Never Dies. Hopefully that will be better, coming very soon on this channel. Anyway guys, thank you as always for watching, and if you haven't yet, please do click down below and like, subscribe on this video. I look forward to many more both film and TV reviews coming very soon on this channel. See you guys again soon, but bye for now, bye!